My name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where we subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is October 30th, 2021, and Bitcoin is looking like it's correcting. This is something I've been saying for the past few days. I know it is unpopular. So today, in this update, I will go over once again why I believe we are in a correction very quickly. For those of you who are subscribed, I'm not going to bore you with the same explanation every day. But for new subscribers, I will want to inform you as to what I'm seeing on the charts, why I'm selling everything imminently. Imminently because some of my bags haven't topped out and I'm literally trying to sell the top. People say it's impossible. It's not impossible. Is it difficult? Is it challenging? Sure, but it's absolutely not impossible. I can go in further episodes into detail how I do this. For instance, I'm looking to sell one of my largest bags, VRA Veracity, at around 9.5 cents. Right now, the estimate for the top of the fifth wave is 9.5 cents, but basically I'm tracking it in a channel. So the top of the channel would be where I want to sell. Simple enough. It's not impossible. Trust me. All right. Secondly, I want to tell you how long I think this downtrend, this correction still has, right? Basically, how much longer do we have to expect Bitcoin to be going down? Around where we can estimate it goes down. Not exactly sure, but around where and why. And lastly, I want to tell you that basically after this correction, forget 100K Bitcoin, minimum 300K, and I'll tell you why. All right, if you're interested, if that entices you, then stick around until the end. Let's get started with the weekly chart, okay? And for those of you who are subscribed to the channel, you'll know I'm typically not a weekly chart, monthly chart kind of guy. I'm a trader. I just actually entered a short on Bitcoin. I like to trade Elliott waves on small time frames, in and out, rinse, repeat. All right, that's pretty much my calling card. However, zooming out allows you to see the larger picture, the bigger roadmap, where you're at, and so it's very helpful. I'm doing it more and more. This is part of my development as an investor and a trader. All right, so I want to draw your attention to the 2019 bear market, okay? This lasted, well, it's not the 2019 bear market. You could say it's the 2017 bear market because that's when it started. It went from 2017 all the way until 2020, all right? That's about, so December 2017 to March 2020. I don't know how long that is, but yeah, that's how long it, well, I do know how long that is. I can tell you exactly how long that is. It was approximately 819 days. Wow, that's heinous, terrible, right? I do not expect Bitcoin to have a bear market. I repeat, Bitcoin is not going into a bear market as most people define it, right? It is bearish because we're going to be creating, and we have been creating for the past few days, lower highs, lower lows. That is the definition of bearish activity. However, it is not a bear market per se, in that you should wait 3 to 4 years before expecting more upwards activity, sustained upwards activity. Why? Because corrections happen in ABC patterns. We all know this. Let's get out our Elliott Wave ABC correction tool right there. ABC. For people who thought that in June of 2019 we got started again in the bull market, they were sadly mistaken, because that was simply a B wave or a bull trap, okay? And always anticipate this ABC correction. Now, on yesterday's episode, I spoke about running flat corrections, and this is an example of that. A running flat correction is a correction where the C wave does not past the A wave. So basically, the C wave ends before before the C wave doesn't retrace 100% of the A wave. So this is what you got. This is a running correction, okay? This is an example of that we got here. And what else do I want to say about this? The time frame, okay? Typically in these flat corrections, what you'll get is some symmetry, right? You'll get some temporal symmetry. So the A wave here lasted 378 days, okay? The B wave lasted 203 days, so significantly less, okay? And the C wave lasted 259 days, okay? So the C wave was more comparable to the A wave in duration, right? Because the B wave was significantly shorter, right? At 189 days. So I would expect some symmetry, some temporal symmetry where our A wave in a flat correction, right? Our A wave is more akin to our C wave in the time it takes to execute. All right, so that's 2009. We see that. Now I want to draw your attention to the present day. And let's take this. Well, we can leave that in. All right. Present day. Another flat correction. How do we know it's a flat correction? It's because this was a top. This was a 5. For sure, it was a 5. You see that ending diagonal. You only get ending diagonals in 5s, in wave 5s, in wave C's, and wave X. Okay? Boom. That's where you take your theory and you leverage it into understanding the charts, and that's further leveraged into making money, right? So boom, that's your wave 5. You know, after a 5-wave impulse, you get an ABC correction. This is your A, this is your B. Now you're waiting for your C. Okay, this is what we've been saying. And we are currently in the C wave. Okay, now let's turn on the stochastic RSI. We are about to get a bearish cross on the stochastic RSI, the weekly stochastic RSI. I want you to draw your attention to this. You have your 1, 2, 3, 4, or no. What am I saying? This is your A, B, C correction, right? This was your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your 5 ended up here, okay? And that's basically what you're seeing on the stochastic RSI. The reason you got this extra boost here is that's basically your B wave. It's about to cross bearish. Then you get your C wave. It may come down all the way on the stochastic RSI, or it may come down a little bit, but I expect it to come down all the way. Okay, where do I expect it? I expect it to bottom basically in Q1, sometime in Q1 of 2022. Okay, I don't know exactly when, but sometime in Q1. That's my expectation, and why. I'm going to show you exactly why I think that. So just like for 2019, we take the time it took for the A wave to execute. That is approximately 98 days, okay? That's A, B, C, right? There again is your ending diagonal in the C wave. You see that ending diagonal in the wave 5, ending diagonal in the C wave. Ending diagonals only happen in wave 5s, wave C's, and wave X, okay? Then you got your B wave. Your B wave took all of... Sorry, it's a little messy. 91 days, okay? So slightly less, about 3 months, okay? And now for your C wave, what do I expect? I expect some symmetry. If the A wave took 98 days, the B wave took 91 days, I expect the C wave to take probably the same amount of time, about 90 days, right? So ending us in January, probably, mid-January, I can expect a resumption of an uptrend. This is why I think 3 months is a good kind of estimate for the C wave to execute. Obviously, we don't have a crystal ball. This can happen shorter, this can happen longer, but this is what I'm expecting, okay? And along the lines of what I discussed yesterday, we may get a running flat correction. Nicolas, s'il te plaît, mon cœur. We may get a running flat correction, which may not take us all the way to the 30K region, okay? This may take us to what Crypto Burb, an analyst I respect, but who for some reason seems to be blinded emotionally in his analysis. I do follow a counter analysis very carefully. I try to, have an expanded view, not try to have any kind of blind spots. So I listen to people who have countering views than mine, and his analysis seems very, very, very heavily emotionally sort of tinged. He's talking about partying and this is what we've been waiting for, not, kind of blinded to the bearish technicals that are clear, right? Nobody looking at this stochastic RSI on the weekly or monthly chart can really deny that we're topped out, but it's fine. But one thing he says that I really like is he discusses the volumetric fair price of Bitcoin, the volumetric average. And that basically means using the volume, which we all know, Nicolas, s'il te plaît, mon cœur, we all know the volume has been descending. So we have some divergence, some bearish divergence using the volume, right? We have an ascending momentum on the price action and descending volume. That indicates, that's another reason why you have, right, sort of a B wave. That's kind of a quintessential B wave. You're going up, yet volume is going down. So based on Burb's kind of metric of volumetric average Bitcoin price, the fair price of Bitcoin is between 43,000 and 47,000 US dollars. This is one of the reasons I think we may find ourselves, Nicolas, s'il te plaît, around the 43 to 47,000 region in a running C wave correction. Okay, but another thing is, if you do get a running if you do get a running C wave correction, it will take longer. Okay, it will take longer because that sideways sort of consolidation that the running C wave takes a little longer than the straight downwards C wave action. Okay, so that's just the first part of this analysis. So I do anticipate we are already dropping, and I'm going to zoom in and show you. I'm going to show you exactly where I got in my trade, my recent trade. That's currently doing quite well. I'm already up. Let's see. I'm up 87%. So if those of you who may not know, I like to trade low capital, high margin. So basically I use a lot of leverage. I'm not even going to say how much, but sometimes I max out on certain exchanges. I use a lot of leverage, and I pinpoint strike my entries using Fibonacci analysis. Basically I pinpoint my entries, and then I hide my stops behind the fibs, which would invalidate the wave count. And so that's how I make my pinpoint entries. And yeah, right now I'm up about 89% on my Bitcoin short. Anyway, so right now I want to zoom in. Sorry, my son's making quite a bit of noise. One moment. Nicolas, s'il te plaît, papa enregistre. Ok? Attends, je vais enregistrer, ensuite je viens jouer avec toi, ok? Merci. He's throwing me off my game. Anyway. All right. He's decided he doesn't want to listen. It's fine. It's Saturday, right? We have to deal with it. All right. Let's zoom in, right? So we talked about already how long this is going to last. We talked about where we can expect the C wave to last. Let's see. If we were to end around the volumetric sort of Bitcoin average, which is about 43 to 47K, Let's see what that would look like. We seem to have, let's turn on the VPVR, but we can do this first before even turning on the VPVR. Let's just do this eyeballing. We seem to have a lot of activity around that area, the 43 to 47K region. You see that there was a lot of consolidation here, so that would kind of make sense if we did go A, B, C. But then again, that C would last quite some time, okay? Because it would come out kind of, it would correct sideways, right? And so it would just last and last and last, maybe till the end of Q1, maybe March. So I think if we do get a running C wave, it'll last longer. But if we get a straight flat, then I think we can definitely see, not definitely, but most likely see an end in Q1, beginning of Q1, around January, okay? So that's basically my take on that. Let's turn on the VPVR to confirm that really quickly. And okay, the point of control is at 34, but yeah, we do see a lot of activity around the 47K region. But I personally don't think that's going to happen because, like I said, it's just going to take quite a bit of time, and it may. You know, it's up in the air. I don't know where the C wave is going to end if we do get a running C wave correction. Okay. Now let's zoom in. Let's zoom in to see exactly what we've been doing, okay? Let's go on to the 45-minute chart. Boom, get off the log. And we can see here that this was our all-time high, 67. Okay, we counted 5 waves down, right? Very clean 5 waves. So we got our ABC after 5 waves up. We got our ABC, right? And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we got our A, B, C, right? A wave of the 2-wave correction, and then B down, and then C up. Boom. We got our ABC right there. So that was our 2-wave. And this is something I mentioned yesterday. You know, we count 2 waves and 1 waves, and when we put these Elliott wave counts, we like to find pinpoints, but you know, these don't end on points because you see this ABC correction, it's a whole kind of thing. So unless you're zoomed out to a high time frame, it looks a little messy. So the 2 count is kind of in this whole mess of a correction, of an ABC correction, right? So that was a simple correction. So we expect, well, was that a simple or complex? I think that may have been a simple correction. So yeah, expect a complex correction in wave 4, right? I don't think that was a complex correction. All right. So right after that C wave ended yesterday, at around 11:45 p.m., we started getting our 5 waves down. And let's zoom in even more on the 15-minute chart and see exactly what I'm talking about. So, right, you got 5 waves up at the end of the C wave. So what happens after always has to get an ABC. So we got our zigzag ABC right here. You see that? ABC. And then we get another ABC up. And now we start our 5 waves down. I hope you see that. So don't start counting your 5 waves here, but you actually start counting your 5 waves here. I hope that makes sense. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now you're A, B, C. Yes, very good. Très bien, Nicolas. He's helping me today. So I entered here at the top of C, and the way I entered it was I basically took fibs on this 5 wave down, and I know that on a 2 wave, which we're in a 2 wave, you can't exceed the 618 of, the 618 level. So really quickly, boom. I knew that I couldn't exceed that 618 level, and I knew that the C wave was going to be 1 to 1236 of this A wave, and that's how I made my entry. I hid my stops behind the invalidation point, and now I'm just riding this all the way down to about here, 50, is 59. Okay, so that's it. Thank you. Bye.